Welcome back to Good Day Stateline. We have a ton of great women joining us this week for International Women's Week, and one of them is sitting right next to me. This is Michele Petrie from Rockford Community Bank. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Thanks so much for coming in today. So you are the president of a bank. That's pretty exciting.
Yes.
Did you imagine growing up that that was going to be your dream job?
I actually played bank growing up, which is very funny and weird, but it's true. I was just looking back thinking about this, and becoming a president was a series of small advancements. There's a book out now called Atomic Habits.
Okay.
You might have heard of it. It was given to me by my mentor and good friend, Rich Murphy. It's about making tiny improvements along the way. So I look back and I say, I was an athlete when I was a kid, and it helped me be assertive and learn how to win. I went to college. I became the president of my sorority. I graduated. Folks hired me out of school. I became a credit analyst. I was a leader in that group. I sort of worked my way up to being a manager, and then I went into the big bank world, which was very hard and it was boxed, and I got a lot of good skills that way. And when I got to be the beginning of my 40s, mid-40s, I said, what could I do that actually matters and means something? And the folks that hired me out of college came and said, hey, we want you to open a bank for us in Rockford. And I said no. And then they came back, would you open a bank for us in Rockford? And I said no. And then they said a third time, will you open a bank for us in Rockford? And I talked to my family and I said, sometimes you have to recognize an opportunity what's in front of you. And if I can't operate in a big bank outside of a box, maybe I can do it at a smaller bank. And so I did. I started the bank from scratch, from zero, and have grown it. And we just built our bank from the ground up outside of Meyer on Perryville. And we're doing very well, and I had to have a little courage to do that, and had to step out of my comfort zone a little bit to do that. But the road there was just a tiny bit of a bunch of different risks I took, and I was encouraged. I had a good network of people that made sure I did it well along the way.
That's awesome. I love your story.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for sharing it with us. And so each branch of the bank actually has a similar story, right?
Yeah. So the way we work Wintrust, it's an umbrella company. It's got 15 charters under it. So those 15 charters, if you were to come to us, you can get 15 times the FDIC coverage. But what it also does is it lets people like me be a president of a decent-sized company, 50 billion in assets, which compared to a Chase or Bank of America, BMO, it's a small bank. But these individual charters lets me have authority. So an example I would give is during PPP. Everybody knows PPP. I got a phone call and they said, Michele, what are you going to do for PPP? And I said, okay, well, I'll put Brent in charge and Johanna in charge, and I myself will type all the E-Tran numbers in, and we'll get it done for the people in our community. And we did. And I could never have done that at a big bank. A big bank would have shipped it to Cincinnati or some processing center. So I was able to actually make decisions. That's what a community bank is about. Doing something that's special for the people, that matters and is relevant in that community. And that's why you see all of our banks have different names. Lake Forest Bank and Trust, Chicago, Rockford, they're different because the people that live and work there are different. So we have the authority to customize it to whatever location that we're in.
Which is super appealing for anybody who lives in this community who, don't want to be treated the same way that you are, even 60 miles from here. I grew up in Schaumburg, and I'm like, Rockford and Schaumburg are not that far away, but there's
miles
cows here.
Yeah, and corn.
we just have a mall.
Yeah.
It's very different, even though it's not that far. So totally understanding how the banking world would need to be different too.
Yeah. And when we were thoughtful of that when we built our branch. So during COVID, all the transactional banking left, but I've been in a ton of different study groups that say traditional, baby boomer, Gen X, Y, and Z, they all want to come to the bank. And it's not to make a deposit, it's because there's emotion around money.
Sure.
And they need help when there's emotion involved. What should I do? Somebody's telling me this, somebody's telling me that. So in one little 6,000 square foot bank we built outside of Meyer, we have a trust advisor, we have a wealth advisor, we have 2 commercial bankers, we have 5 retail bankers, we have 2 mortgage bankers, all in one place. It's very expensive, but we want that talent to be here so that when you come in and you need help, you have human beings that can help you. And they all come from here, and they sit on boards here, and they interact with people here. It's the way Wintrust, our community and our values align, and that's why we put the bank here, and we built it the way we built it. We have a We have a community room in our bank, which is unusual. And in there, even on the weekends, people can come in Boy Scout groups, Girl Scout groups, church groups for free and meet in our office, because we want the bank to be more than just making a deposit or getting a loan. We want it to be important.
Cool. So our viewers, of course, can visit you there right outside of Meyer, and they can actually get more information if they scan that QR code, which is pretty cool. And I know you have a big event coming up too, April 23rd, a shred event and a coin appraisal event. And I bet you if they scan that QR code, they're going to get all that details.
That's
too.
right.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Michelle. Coming up next, Tori stopping by from Collins Aerospace. But before you go, we need to give you your Eliza Girls Night Out code word number 2. Your second word is goblin. So put that together with yesterday's word. Keep them together, because you have 2 of 5 of the words you need to win a 4-pack of tickets to see Eliza Schlesinger at the Coronado on Thursday, March 24th, and have dinner at Octane 2. Goblin is your second word. We'll be right back.